Here we are at the Seattle Film Summit with Sheena Jewell. She is a multi-talented young lady, media and communication specialist, and associate executive director for the entire Film Summit. So, how tired are you?
Very,
Okay.
but excited and happy.
It's been a great turnout. We're having a lot of fun. We've had a slew of guests come through already, and took part in the opening ceremonies, heard some great speakers, talked to Ben. So it's got to feel pretty fulfilling to have a live event happening, despite all the COVID stuff and all the flip-flopping you guys have had to do. What was that process like for you? You handled the communication, so making sure everyone felt safe and comfortable with the COVID requirements and all that sort of thing. What did that look like for you over the last few months?
Well, I do want to say it's a team effort. I'm not, a creative silo, as Ben would say. There's a group of us that have been working since May to really, figure out the best way to deliver, content to the audience, start these conversations, start these connections between people in the industry here and folks in, larger markets that have that, the resources, the knowledge, those connections. What we would like to offer at the Seattle Film Summit is just, that opportunity to help facilitate those connections and those opportunities. And with COVID, obviously it's been really tough, but I'm really happy with the virtual content that we put out this week. Being mostly from Seattle for over the last 20 years or so, I'm really eager to see this industry open up and thrive, and for creatives to work and not have to work 4 jobs just to make ends meet. So,
right.
This event has been really inspiring and really reassuring in the vision of, really trying to get the Pacific Northwest up and running.
Yeah.
Well, we heard that in the opening remarks from all the speakers about a call to action to kind of raise Seattle from a place where films are being made that maybe not a lot of people know about to a destination to make films. And I think the Film Summit has already started a few years ago. Even some of the seeds that were planted then are really growing now. Can you talk to us about some of those connections and what the Film Summit is trying to do to maybe take filmmaking in Seattle to the next level?
Yeah, so, touching on something I said in the beginning is that, this is not an isolated thing. This requires a team. There are teams. So it's really about just fostering those connections, providing knowledge to folks that may not have had a chance to access that otherwise. For example, we had a marvelous screenwriting workshop over Zoom, and I've never written a screenplay, and I learned so much. It was so useful, and it made me feel inspired to maybe even try writing a script one day. It's those bits of...
So mission accomplished.
Yeah.
To inspire someone who never tried it.
Exactly, yeah. It's about those little, sparks of inspiration of, my imagination is starting to, feel alive, to, tingle, and, what rabbit hole am I going to go down this, if I think about it this way? Oh, that person gave me, really great advice. So, again, it's about trying to get all of these different creatives, these different creative fields to work together. The film industry is really useful for that because it does require all of these different creatives to come together, to work together, to make a film. So why can't we carry that type of collaboration and that drive into our creative economy and actually, support the creatives across these industries, not just through film, but, having film be a starting place for that.
Yeah, something that Greg and I try to do on this show is talk to those folks behind the scenes, line producers. Foley artists, composers, people that are integral to the process but don't always get the screen time. And it's been fascinating, and we've met so many interesting people. Now, you have a background in show business yourself. Now, you've been an actress for over a decade, and also done some agent work as well, right? Yeah, so do you enjoy this part of the industry most, kind of pulling the strings, behind the scenes, that type of thing?
Yeah, I would say that being an agent is a particular personality and a lifestyle, and that's just not quite for me. Something that I really enjoy in this position is getting to see how all of it works together, seeing how all of these different, fields connect, how they interact, and where are those gaps in communication, where are those bridges that haven't yet been built. So it's been really satisfying to, not only learn how the team is operating, not only how the organization operates, but also how it functions in the larger creative ecosystem in the city, in the region, in the state, and then, the nation, and then globally. We do have some international guests this year, so that's really exciting. But it's, I just really want the Pacific Northwest to have a thriving film industry, so I just want to do whatever I can to help us get there. And, thankfully, my varied entertainment background has brought me to this place very serendipitously, but I am optimistic, pragmatically optimistic about the future.
Good way to put it. Yeah, as are we.
Yeah. So recent graduate from University of Washington, March 2020. So right in the middle of COVID. Couldn't have picked a better time to to do that. So BA in Communication of Mass Media, and then you've also got an AA in Drama, along with your other experience. So where does this going to take you moving forward?
Oh gosh, you're asking for my 5-year plan already? I'm not even 30. Give me like 3 more weeks. Where I see this taking
Got to
me.
recover from the film summit
Yeah.
first.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
I
that.
turn
Ben said
30
you start-
soon, and
yeah.
like after that, then it's like business. All right, let's talk. Where I see this going, what I would like to see happen is, we get the infrastructure in place, sound stages, multiple sound stages across the state. We hire local talent. We get some bigger names up here. That's really what I want. Ask me in 5 years.
And the film summit as a kind of a conduit.
Definitely. A conduit of abundance is something that I've been thinking about just as like a spiritual ideal this last year. I think that COVID has really pushed us to do some self-reflection, and I think about the nature of abundance and how that has to flow to really be abundant, to truly continue multiplying and to just reach all the corners. So to be a conduit of abundance means that we're providing that environment for creative folks to create, to talk, to collaborate. And I feel that we're doing that, but, we do face some hurdles. Obviously, we're a little bit bogged down with the Motion Picture Competitiveness Program, which is a piece of legislation that we have in state. That seems like we're on a cusp of kind of like a creative renaissance in a way. Again, we have to think about like the undercurrent of COVID and, just the larger conversations that we're having as individuals and how that can, be talked about in a more cohesive and inclusive way through creativity, through art. I just consider the films that are going to come out of this COVID era.
Oh, yeah, we've talked
Like,
about
think about
that for
that.
months.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a new paradigm, and how we can work. I mean, you've seen filmmakers and even theater folks. We've talked to choreographers, our friend Scott Breitbarth up on Bainbridge Island, where they just work the masks into the show. So I mean, it may unfortunately be a reality for some time for us. Yep. How do you still make art, and how do you help other people make art? That's a common theme with Ben. Every time we've talked to him, how do we help others?
Totally, yeah. It's a collaborative effort. The Film Summit took teams of people to be here today. Thank you for being here, by the way.
Of course. It's our pleasure. Well, this has been a lot of fun getting to catch up with you. We saw you behind the scenes many times on Zoom calls, etc. So it's wonderful to have an opportunity to connect in person and be here live. And she got a busy day ahead, so we will rendezvous outside at the bar probably for the VIP party later on, and chat more then. But thank you for your time today, Sheena, and all your hard work, and for including us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And enjoy having this actual in-person day and it all coming together, and then take some time.
Take a week
off.
Take a week off.
Yeah.
That's what Ben's saying. About a week.
We told Ben to take the inner voice in his head and tell him to go to Tahiti for a week.
Yes.
And
then, I will say I'm planning to turn off all the lights tomorrow. No screens. Not going to talk to anyone. It's going to be great. But
maybe watch a film or two.
yeah, maybe. I mean, I might play some video games. I just started a new one. Yes, I'll probably do that. But
turn off certain screens.
No, unnecessary screens.
Yeah, there you go.
PlayStation necessary.
Yeah.
But
we'll give you that one.
Thank you so much for being here.
All right, well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks.